It was a cold, cloudy day, and I was walking through the streets of the city. The air was chilly, and it was slowly getting dark. I was on my way home from work. I had to hurry because my favorite show was airing that night, and I didn't want to miss it. I didn't like staying out this late, but sometimes my job forced me to work overtime, and by the time I left, it was already dark. Lately, strange things had been happening in the city. Every now and then, a missing person poster would appear on a wall, and I would see them on my way home. I didn't know who those people were or why they were missing, but I assumed they had run away from home or gone out of town to visit friends. Most of them were the kind of people who left home without telling their families. Some came back after a few days, and some never returned. Rumors were spreading about the missing people, stories about vampires living in the city, kidnapping people, draining their blood, and abandoning their bodies somewhere far away. These disappearances had started happening recently, so I always tried to get home before dark. There were only a few people left on the streets because of the cold weather, and most had already gone home. The sky was turning dim. I stopped at a red light, waiting to cross. That's when I felt someone watching me from across the street. A man was standing on the opposite sidewalk. He was wearing a long trench coat and a hat pulled so low that his face was completely hidden. I looked at him for a few seconds, and when the light turned green, I crossed the street. I walked past him and continued. A few minutes later, I glanced behind me. He was there, walking right behind me. I stopped for a moment, pretending to check my bag, just to see what he would do. But he kept walking and passed right by me without looking. I felt relieved. For a moment, I had been scared, thinking he was following me. I put my things back in my bag and continued walking. By now it was fully dark. The street was emptier, though some people were still around. I crossed another street and turned right. I looked behind me again, and it was him. The same man in the trench coat. He was following me again. This time I knew it was serious. He had taken a different path earlier, but now he was behind me again. I walked faster. So did he. After a few minutes, I saw a hospital ahead. I hurried toward it and went inside. When I noticed he entered right after me, I started running. I ran up the stairs and down a long hallway. The hospital was empty, no one around. I reached the reception desk. A nurse was there, and when she saw me running, she asked what was wrong. I told her everything, that I'd seen a man on the street and that he was following me. She walked with me to the side hallway, but no one was there. It was like he had vanished. I was sweating from anxiety. I told her that he had been right behind me, chasing me. We checked the end of the hallway, still no one. She asked if I was okay and told me not to worry. She gave me a glass of water. When I finally calmed down a little, she asked if I wanted her to call the police. I said no. I thought he must have left. A few minutes later, I asked her where the exit was. She said, "Go to the end of the hall, turn left, then right. There's an elevator there. Go down one floor, that's the exit." She asked if I wanted her to come with me, but I said no and thanked her. I picked up my bag and slowly started walking. That hospital was filled with dark rooms. Each hallway had several doors. I had no idea if anyone was inside because all the lights were off. I reached the end of the hall and turned left, ready to run if anything happened, but nothing did. Everything was silent. It was strange. Hospitals are usually busy and full of people, but not this one. After passing the last hallway, I saw the elevator. Relieved, I rushed toward it and pressed the button. It was on the 7th floor, so I had to wait a bit. Suddenly, I heard a sound from the hallway I had just come from. I stepped closer and looked. He was there. The same man in the trench coat, standing at the end of the hall. For a few seconds, he didn't move. Then he started running toward me. I sprinted back to the elevator and pressed the button repeatedly in panic. A few seconds later, the doors opened. I jumped inside and frantically hit the close button. The man came running out of the hallway. He was only about 20 feet away. And that's when I finally saw his face. His skin was pale, and he had long, sharp teeth. I realized he was a vampire. Right before he reached me, the doors shut. I heard him slam against the elevator. As soon as it reached the lower floor, I ran out and didn't stop. I knew he was probably running down the stairs. I ran outside and down the street. I turned into another road. I looked behind me, nothing. After about 5 minutes of running, I reached my street. I was exhausted and breathing heavily. I looked around again. No sign of him. I slowly entered the alley and walked toward the house. Halfway there, I thought he had lost track of me. When I reached the house, I looked up. He was at the entrance of the alley, and the moment I saw him, he ran toward me. As I reached the door, I pulled my keys from my bag. My hands were shaking. I unlocked the door, rushed inside, slammed it shut, and locked it. I immediately called the police and told them what happened. They said they would be there in a few minutes. Then I remembered the back door, and the windows. I ran to the back door and locked it, then shut every window one by one. I took a deep breath and sat on the couch. I waited in silence for the police while staring at the front door. Then, out of nowhere, I heard a noise to my right. The vampire was standing in the kitchen doorway. He must have come inside before I closed all the windows. I shot to my feet as he lunged toward me.